Welcome back to The Warm Truth. I'm one of your hosts, Kim,
And I'm Melisha, aka Mel, aka Melly Mel.
and we are back for our friendship panel series. So we'll go ahead and turn it over to our guest. Can you go ahead and introduce yourself?
Hi, so my name is Marti, Longoria Potts, if you will, um, and I am thankful that these two young ladies invited me onto this podcast. I'm thankful that I met them through golf. Friendship has turned into a little bit of a sisterhood, and not a whole lot.
For coming. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
So yeah, you all hear me talking about golf journeys and Kim and I, our story of us being at the same golf event and not
Yes.
even knowing it.
Right, and that's where I met y'all.
Yes, that
Yes.
is where Marty met us.
We need Kim
and
to keep it going though.
yeah,
No, do not.
but I really picked up on it. Shout out to Marty, and her heavy influence in it. And Marty's being very humble, but in the golf world, Marty is that girl. When I tell you she is PGA legacy legend in her own right. She is head of golf in ATX. She has done all the things. She's been golfing collegiate before that in high school. She has won several accolades for it. She goes out there and make it look so easy. So easy.
That was 45 years in the making.
Stop looking.
And she also created a community. And that is key as we talk about friendship. I call her my golf sis. We have just a group of great women that Marty has formed in this community that she built for us. And yeah, I can't say it enough. So she was being humble in her little her intro, but she is that girl. She is that
Sorry.
girl.
Thanks, Mel, for
know, right?
letting the audience know we
Okay,
have
I'm sorry.
royalty
Mel.
sitting
Right,
before
right.
us.
You could be my wing woman.
Yes.
That was very sweet, and thank you. And I had to do it because I kind of didn't have a community either, since I'm not from here either. But it's been really fun, and meeting you two in different aspects. Like I said, I'm still not giving up on Kim yet.
Aw.
You can be the cheerleader
That is
or
so
be our
true.
personal court girl.
Yes, moral support.
Yes.
I'm coming with the aesthetics
Yeah.
for us.
I'd be like, here's your water bottle, girl. You need me to fan you? Here you go.
Yeah, that's so funny.
Well, the first question that we ask all of our guests is, what is friendship to you? So if you want to start off with that, that'd be great.
I think it's a combination of things. For me specifically, as I, you transition through different stages in your life. I think perspective is different. I feel like you have to meet each other. It has to be, a unity that together that you both want to be friends. And differences aside, whatever that you bring to the table, but you have to kind of figure out a way to collaborate. I think even in friendships, it's just really important and very sacred. And you can stay with you keep some and you don't, and then you forever evolving. And so should your friendships. And so even I'll go back to that just while we're in this scope of friendship and meeting each other and through golf, because that's really what happened, and that's what's happening everywhere. So then you've met some wonderful people, and you channel that. I saw Melisha at an event, at a concert, and then after that, went to the birthday and met other friends through y'all. But I think cultivating the friendship, and you have to treat it with love, and tenderness. And sometimes, you disagree, but you can agree to disagree. And sometimes it's just like, that's not your vibe,
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So I know we had, yeah, it's not everybody's vibe, but, it's kind of deep. And I feel like for myself, because I've managed, you in your younger years, and then in your, my 30s, and then in my 40s, and now I'm kind of, as they say, the second half of life. It doesn't really matter the age. What matters more is the commonality, the likeness, what you like, same likings, and really time, but
Yeah.
to nurture the friendship,
Right.
you know.
To be intentional. And
Yes.
I like how you said sacred.
Yes, very sacred.
I know Kim and I, in a few of the episodes you all see in this friendship series, we do define friendship, but sacred, that is definitely, I think, what the other ladies have alluded to, but sacred is definitely a great word to use, especially for me, what I feel like in a friendship and a bond and the people that you provide intention and
Yeah.
time
Yeah.
and being there and enjoying each other's company.
It's
So-
fun because you just get to like shift roles.
Yes.
For those that maybe aren't mothers or aren't wives or but yet they're still navigating that space with you. They too become like the aunties, and they just got to be patient. But not every friend is kid friendly. And you're just like, well, he's not going anywhere.
Right.
And you don't have them, but you got a whole ton of aunties. I mean, a whole ton of aunties, but so that's important too, because you really don't want to bring everybody in your space if they're not positive influence, role model, motivator. I think all those things really matter.
Right.
For sure. I do love that you describe friendship as something sacred. It's
Yeah.
definitely something that has to be nurtured.
Right.
And I think something that I've been seeing recently on social media is like the price of community is inconvenience. And it's just like, yeah, you have to show grace. Sometimes you'll get, irritated, or what have you, but that's where communication comes in. And,
Yeah.
I think having different types of friends in different categories,
Yes.
even in different phases of your life, just tap into little pieces of yourself.
Yeah.
I love to dance. So when we go out, I'm gonna make you shake your booty.
Yeah,
just
yeah.
a little bit.
Yeah.
Right.
And so
That's really true. The different phases of life. And there's some that can, like I might be the core friend of this friend group and this friend group, but they wouldn't come together if I hadn't invited them all. But when they're together, they know each other and they're gonna, but it's hard because sometimes you're like, the one friend group might be like, is she coming? And you're just like, well, there's other friends, there's other
Right.
people to talk to.
Right.
But that's why I think it really kind of matters who's in your space.
Yeah.
True. I never even thought about it too. Like you showed like, well, who all gonna be
Yeah,
there?
because we normally do, because I just came from doing that. Like, is she really going with us to San Diego? I mean, to LA for the day? And she going to bring all 3 kids under 8? Oh, no. I didn't come out here on vacation for that. But okay, that's not nice, but
But that's true because even in the different stages of life, like as you're talking about it, I think the stage I'm in is like I'm coming back to being an individual.
Yes.
I'm able to take off the mom hat
Yes.
for a moment. I'm able
Yes.
to take off the wife hat, the boss hat, and really
Yeah.
just be me
Yeah.
and truly me in the setting in which I
Yeah.
want to be. I don't want to worry about
Yeah.
everything, and that's fair.
It's very fair. It's very fair. It's my whole, as we all know, who pays attention, my one and only, my one and done, is a senior at Syracuse.
Woo, woo.
So he just left on Sunday for the final semester. And that was really hard. But he said, like nothing. Mom, well, it's okay because when I'm gone, you got like 5 months to hang out with all your friends. And I'm like, okay. Because I won't see him until he graduates, because he's not going to come home for spring break. But younger, certain friends around him, middle age. Now we're all rooting for him because I'm thankful that the women in my circle are rooting us on, cheering him on, to that next phase. And so not everybody wants to be around. And it's interesting because I'm sure even having a boy, but your son too, or others, you pick up on that. And they have a vibe. They pick up on the vibe too, where they're like, don't care for that person too much, So you have to, choose wisely.
Yeah.
And keep who you want to keep, and slowly. You don't have to be ugly. It just, you're just not in the same space anymore.
Yeah.
And that's actually a good what is it? Segue
Yes.
into the question. Like
Okay.
how do you, I don't want to say break up, but how do you figure out the friendship has ran its course, and how do you navigate through that separation? Because clearly you have, as you stated.
Yeah, but I don't think I say anything. Believe it or not, I would say that I'm somewhat outspoken, but then kind of not really, but I will cut to the chase. But I'm also very modest in many ways. And I don't have the heart to say that or to be that person. I'll keep it to myself. I'm going to watch. I'm paying attention. I may not say nothing, but that doesn't mean I don't catch it. And you kind of, I think I've been able to just, maybe, I don't know, maybe pull away. That may not even be a good thing, but you just don't hang out as much, I guess, really is kind of what it boils down to. And maybe it's just more of a given. I shouldn't use the excuse like everybody says, you're never too busy to pick up the phone. But maybe because like anything, I don't want to.
Yeah.
And not in a bad way, but I think you kind of know, and I'll finish what we were chatting earlier, but when I went out to San Diego, the best friend who introduced me to all those friends over these 20-something years, we had a knockdown drag out in the car coming back from the other best friend. We always have a Dee on hand, but she didn't say a word. She didn't intervene. She let us say what we had to say back and forth. And she just zipped it and kept on driving home. And I remember thinking, we've never had to do that. But I was mad. And she was mad, just iron it out. Like, we didn't say a word until the next day. And then it was almost like, okay, these are the same sisters, whereas a couple have fallen off that group as well, that you could feel comfortable with.
Yeah.
And I just really don't talk to the other two as much, but I felt like I spoke to them because of, anyways, that they were their friends. But so to say that I've cordially picked up the phone or wrote a letter, I don't want to be your friend anymore. I don't think I've ever done that. But I've just shied away.
Right.
And people are just in different places in time. And I just feel like if you're always evolving like you two are, and it's so cool to see, I'm just going to live through y'all because I could really be y'all's auntie too. But I think I'm holding up quite well for my 55 years.
You are. Listen.
Ricky says, Mom, I'm going to keep you young. I'm like, good.
Yeah.
But you just kind of pull from different people, and you wish them well, and like rooting for them, but we're just not the same. And honestly, there's two friends from home where I grew up in Corpus Christi, Texas. And we were never the same, but we got along great. But we are really from two different opposite ends of the earth. And not to say that I was better or any of that stuff, but once I moved and, I see how they're doing and all her stuff, but there's not really a lot don't need to call her when I go home all the time. Daisy, let's get together. It's just, we're very different people and very different lifestyles and lives too. I think that matters. You have to match your person.
Yeah. And you touched on something that I actually thought about. We never talked about. So we talked about like friends and breaking up and stuff, but your actual friends that you have now, have you ever had like that argue, like that what Marti had with her friend in the car, like, oh, we need to get this out right now? Because I recall, and it was in the car. It's been in the car, and it's been in one of our little studio first apartments. I remember the friend sitting there and just ripping into each one of us.
Oh my gosh.
You do that. And she said, she was on like this chair. I just remember. And when she hear this, she's going to know who I'm talking about. But she just was like, you and blah, 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 using full names, pronounced every letter in all of our names. And we have long names. And I remember, and we sat there silent and we were like, we hear you.
Yeah.
And it was this long drawn out night, tears.
Yeah.
But afterwards, it's like, clearly decades later, we're still friends. Right. But things like that, it was needed.
Yeah.
So,
I think I never wanted to say nothing to Nikki, even in the times when we should have. Not in anything specific. I've never felt the need to say something that was really bothering me. We're very much alike. She's a Gemini, but I think what I did say to end that conversation, because I felt like these other friends that Nikki's still close to, closer than we are, she gives them a lot of grace, and they don't deserve it. I'm like, I'm not being mean. I'm just being realistic. Why are you still letting him treat you like that? And she's always been more of the, whatever. So in the midst of the argument, at the end, I was like, okay, the way you're doing all this, why don't you put that same energy to them? And she just turned around in the front seat. I was in the back seat. Didn't say another word till the next morning. She was like, are you serious? I was like, yeah, I was mad. And there was a reason behind the being mad to do with the opposite. I never thought that we'd have a blow up. But at our big girl age of our two, 55, I was like, I didn't even care,
Yeah.
And sometimes maybe you do have to get that out. And she needed to hear that.
And in this scenario, I mean, it's not like she sat there and we just out. It was kind of out the blue, but she was going through something, and she needed us to show up for her in a different way in which we were showing. And it was just at that moment, it was like, nah, I'm about to tell you all about yourselves right now. And you either gonna show up or bye-bye.
Yes.
And it was like, okay, all right, we got you.
Yeah.
Noted, ma'am, noted.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I've had it happen once with one of my friends. Not any of the other ones. I guess if something happened with me and the other ones, it wasn't necessarily like a yelling match, but like, it just kind of like, or I was the one to send the message.
Yeah.
But no, with one of my friends, and I love her. She's like my bestest friend. I won't go into details, but I was like, woo. We both apologized, but I was just like, you're my girl. But yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting. And another thing. No, that
Already went down a line.
She did. We was like, we talk about it to this day. We were like, remember when you said that I blah, blah, blah. She was like, I'm sorry.
She had a whole list of stuff for y'all.
It's another thing, ladies, don't bottle it up. Clearly, we were young at that age too, but like you said, I mean, I know you're modest and you look, but it's also a time where you do bottle things up and people may not know how you feel. Yeah. And it was just, I think it was just bubbling up in her. And she just was like, I need to get this out. And especially now, clearly, when you hold things out and create those stressors, especially for women of color and how it affects our health, it's definitely something we have to learn to do. And then maybe could do it a little nicer. So, but yeah.
Yeah.
I do have a question. So I think I mentioned it in the last friendship panel. So for me, like, I think I had mentioned a similar example, but I said, well, yeah, like, I was providing you grace. She was like, oh, so you didn't like me because I, like, brought up, a few things. And she was like, so you're just, like, don't like me. You're holding all this stuff against me, and I don't even know. I was like, no, I was providing you grace because I knew that you were going through this, through that, and sometimes it's just not a good time. But also, like, it's not a good time to never say anything either. And so I feel like I've tried to find balance in that. And so I don't know, is it really grace? Or are we, just letting people get away with some stuff that maybe we should address?
Because that really is how I felt. But I think that because I normally wouldn't just throw a dig like that. Like, have that same energy with go on and do that same energy with the other two. That was kind of mean, but I don't know if I don't think that was grace at all. But I feel like maybe I needed to be that assertive.
Oh, yeah.
And maybe in some cases that you do give people grace, but how much? And at what cost? And when does that grace end? Because now it's on another level.
Yeah, and it's impacting you. Yeah, you're probably maybe not losing sleep, but I feel like when I start to lose sleep over a situation, like, I have to say something.
But it's so easier said than done.
Absolutely.
And you learn a lot about yourself through, different scenarios, and you do carry that over. And I guess I feel like I navigate it well, because with this group of friends, I got to be this kind of way. And with this group of friends, like, you already kind of know how to be It's funny, but you're still yourself. But
they bring out different parts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think previously I would like keep my friends like separate because I felt like I was like too different in each group. But eventually I was just like, well, if they love me, they'll get along for the sake of just like loving me. So I like brought two of my really, really good friends together. A few years ago, we went to Essence and it was perfect.
Good.
And I was like, I love y'all so much. And
Yeah.
so they always ask, how the other's doing. At some point we'll probably plan another trip. But I'm just like, I think you get to a certain age where you're just like, honestly, community is more important than like saving face for this group, or, this group or what have you. Because I have so many different interests. So I feel like I could potentially be friends with a whole bunch of different people, and.
But that's where quality over quantity.
Thanks so much for spending time with us today.
We hope this conversation gave you something to carry with you, a little warmth and a little truth.
And if you love this episode, make sure to follow The Warm Truth wherever you listen and leave us a review so more people can join the conversation.
And don't forget to connect with us on Instagram at The Warm Truth Podcast. We love hearing your stories and reflections. Until next time, keep living in your truth.